Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Tonight on UCentral News, a new bill concerning the surge at the southern border was presented on Sunday, how it could change immigration policies for the U.S. The Black Student Association on campus kicked off Black History Month in a big way. Shanice Hopkins is standing by with more information. Breaking news overnight, country music and Oklahoma icon Toby Keith has died at 62. Lauren Jackson has the reactions from hundreds of fans to the passing of the country legend. And a Bronco wrestling heavyweight is being recognized for his impressive performance on Sunday. All of this and more happening now on UCentral News. I'm Mark Lowe.
And I'm Georgia Jones. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Big changes could be coming to the U.S. immigration system if a long-awaited Senate bipartisan border deal and foreign aid package becomes law. While the bill has an uphill battle in Congress, if passed, it would dramatically reshape the asylum process and grant new powers to the president. Gloria Pazmino is in New York to break down the details.
Amid an intensifying migrant surge at the U.S. southern border and raging conflicts overseas, a bipartisan legislative proposal was unveiled Sunday to address these crises and dramatically change the U.S. immigration law for the first time in decades.
This bill is vital to America's future interests.
Among the changes, new emergency authority for the executive branch to restrict border crossings if certain numbers are reached, raising the legal standard of proof to pass the initial screening for asylum, expediting the asylum process from years to 6 months, and a new process for U.S. citizenship and immigration services to decide asylum claims without going through the courts.
All the things that we build into this to make this a much stronger system, gaps that are in the law get closed in this structure.
The $118.2 billion package also provides critical aid to key U.S. allies abroad, including additional support for Ukraine, security assistance for Israel, as well as humanitarian assistance for civilians in Gaza and the West Bank. While Senate leadership is pushing for passage,
we have to persist because this legislation is too important to the country.
The compromise faces an uncertain future. GOP House Speaker Mike Johnson calling it dead on arrival, despite demands from Republicans to contend with the border crisis.
We have to decide as Republicans, what are we going to actually do about the border?
In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
The bill also includes provisions preserving presidential power to grant humanitarian parole, a 5-year expansion of immigrant visas, and a pathway to citizenship for Afghans paroled into the U.S., among other items. Republican senators are set to meet tonight to discuss the way forward, according to a GOP aide, with a Senate floor test vote slated to take place no later than Wednesday.
A Michigan jury has convicted a school shooter's mother of involuntary manslaughter today. Jennifer Crumley, the mother of a gunman who killed 4 students at an Oxford, Michigan high school, was accused in Pontiac County and is the first parent in the U.S. to be held responsible for a child carrying out a mass school attack.
Manslaughter. On count 3, as to involuntary manslaughter regarding Hannah St. Juliana, we find the defendant guilty of involuntary manslaughter. And in count 4 of involuntary manslaughter against Justin Schilling, we find the defendant guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
Thank you for allowing me to see it, and I'm going to see it.
45-year-old mother did not safely secure the ammunition and guns at her residence, resulting in her son's access to the weapon. Many parents of the victims agree with the conviction, including Craig Schilling, father of victim Justin Schilling.
It was a long time coming, but it's definitely a step toward the accountability like what we've been talking about. It's kind of been our goal the whole time. It was tough to wait it out for sure. There was a lot of emotion back here and in the courtroom. It's definitely going to resonate with me for a while, and I hope that I'll be able to calm down and get some some sense of a good feeling, but it's not really a good feeling.
Prosecutors also said she failed to get mental health support for her son.
And unfortunately, that's just a sad story, but the weather outside is definitely changing, and it's starting to get a little bit colder outside as we kind of go further into February.
Yeah, it's doing a bit of a shift back and forth from cold to warm, but let's hear from...
We're going to go to Gwyneth Duncan now on weather. Gwyneth?
Thank you guys, and good afternoon, Broncos. As we look outside today, we're looking at that mostly sunny sky today. You may have felt the clouds kind of coming in, but they weren't there that much. We did have a high of 62 today, and then our winds were sitting at south at 9 miles per hour, so it wasn't that windy than we're used to, and our humidity was at 38%. It did feel like 61 degrees out there just because the winds weren't beating on us too much. And as we jump into our weather headlines, we're looking at spring weather coming in the next few weeks, just like the groundhog predicted. We are looking at those wind gusts high throughout the week, mainly at the end of the week. We do have a small chance of showers over the weekend, and that is all I have for you guys right now. I'll have your 7-day forecast and much more later in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
February is Black History Month, and the inclusive community celebrated with their annual kickoff event. UCentral reporter Shanice Hopkins has the details.
This past Thursday, the Black Student Association successfully hosted its annual Black History Month kickoff event. Collaborating with the African American Faculty and Staff Association, as well as the Student Inclusive Community Hub, this event featured food, music, awards, and a speech delivered by Councilwoman Nikki Nice. The chosen theme of the month, the fulfillment of dreams and people, was inspired by a quote from civic leader Clara Luper. This theme aligned with Councilwoman Nice's stories highlighting UCO's Black history.
The Vista in 1948 and 1949 questioned the inequality of education for African Americans. The 1948 Vista asked, what is equal education?
Looking ahead, the Black Student Association plans to continue honoring Black History Month with upcoming events, followed by Black Girl Magic on February 21st. From Edmond, Oklahoma, Shanice Hopkins.
If you've been in Ayer's Kitchen since the break, you may have noticed some subtle changes made to the dining experience. One of the most popular stations, the Burger Station, is now a made-to-order burger stand. You can have your choice of toppings exactly the way that the customer wants it. While this change is a small one, it's the first of many that the university plans to make.
We have introduced, basically we just kind of reshuffled a lot of the stations. So you were seeing a pasta station every day, a taco station every day. Our made-to-order stir-fry station is actually now going to be pasta in the evenings. So kind of just switching it up, giving them a little bit more variety so they're not quite coming in and seeing the same thing every time they walk in.
Due to a student input, which is used as a driving force for a change to the dining experience. If you have a request, you are encouraged to reach out to housing.
It's Black History Month, and UCO is celebrating with many cultural events coming up all throughout the month. One of these events is a book group discussion. Miracle Garrett has the story.
What is now an art began as a basic survival skill for most African Americans. Quilting, which started as early as the 17th century, was simply a way for enslaved women to keep their families warm throughout the winter. Threading, sewing, and eventually quilting together patchwork blankets made with scrap fabrics from their owners' households. Quilts were also commonly used as communication tools between enslaved women, with different stitches and different patterns symbolizing many different meanings or even outlining a map to freedom.
You can join the inclusive community this Friday in Max Chambers Library, room 212, where you will read and discuss the book Hidden in Plain View, A Secret Story of Quilts and the Underground Railroad. Each session you will meet, discuss the book, and create a quilt together. Everyone is welcome to join, even non-quilters, and the first 5 people to register will receive a copy of the book for free.
The event will be offered February 9th, 16th, 23rd, and March 1st, noon to 1:30 p.m. in Max Chambers Library, room 212. For more information about this event, you can contact Christy Moore at the University of Central Oklahoma.
Reporting from Edmond, Oklahoma, I'm Miracle Garrett with UCentral News.
It definitely does sound like a very interesting event. I wasn't aware UCO was putting on something like that, but it's really good to go out and learn about these kinds of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're planning on going out there, you might want to look at the weather coming up after the break. We're going to go to Gwyneth Duncan, who's standing by with weather.
Yes, I will have your full forecast and much more after the break.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. do I see? Bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Welcome back, Broncos. And looking at our current conditions outside, we're looking at 62 degrees with those mostly sunny skies you may have noticed today. Those low wind gusts, we aren't really seeing that. Throughout the state, it's also the same. We're just looking at mid to low 60s, as low as 55 degrees in Clinton, and we weren't really having those bad temperatures outside. It felt like a very nice day today. But as we go in tonight, we're looking at 40 degrees with those mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to move in over the night, and we are looking at low wind gusts at 5 miles per hour, so you might just want to wear a little coat. It won't be that bad outside today. And as we go and look into our statewide conditions, it's also the same, just those low 40s outside and all of that. So as we go into our weather headlines, we're looking at spring weather for the next few weeks, and then wind gusts throughout the week, and also those chance of showers that I will talk to you about later in the show. Tomorrow we are looking at, once again, it's going to be quite the same with those 60 degrees throughout the state. It is going to be more cloudy than it was today, so we'll definitely be able to feel that tomorrow. And in Edmond tomorrow at 7 a.m. we're looking at 46 degrees. It'll be quite cool in the morning with those clouds just covering the sun, so we won't really be able to feel down on us as much as we were today. Noon tomorrow, it's going to be quite windy with that 57-degree weather, and also once again those clouds moving in. But the clouds will move in tomorrow night at 59 degrees. We're not going to see those clouds outside as much as we saw in the daytime. And then as we look at our 7-day forecast, we're looking at mainly 60 degrees all throughout the week. And that's when we see our 30% come in over the weekend, Saturday night into Sunday. So we will see that we might get a little bit drizzle. It won't be that much of showers, but that is all I have for you guys right now. I'll have more for you later in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gwyneth. I'm definitely excited for the spring weather, to break the habit of putting the jacket on and off and on and off again.
Yeah, I like the cold weather a lot, but I'm definitely looking forward to that spring weather.
Yeah.
I am in need of a good summertime
Need
time
some
in
warmth.
spring. Absolutely, yes. Just feels good out there. Thank you for that, Gwyneth. Coming up, Oklahoma says goodbye to one of its music icons.
And what rapper was arrested at the Grammys? Lauren Jackson is next with social media.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole. You got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos. My name is Lauren Jackson, and I'm bringing you your social media news. Late last night, the famous country singer Toby Keith lost his battle to stomach cancer. Toby Keith was born and raised in Oklahoma and died at the age of 62. He had a very successful career with 61 singles charting on top country songs, with 22 songs charting on top 10 hits. Along with his singing career, Toby Keith founded a label called Show Dog Universal Music. His family put out a statement earlier today stating that he died peacefully and surrounded by family. Zach Bryan posted on X stating, quote, "Really hard thing to hear, rest in peace, friend, we love you," unquote. Along with Zach Bryan, many Oklahomans will forever miss Toby Keith. More in country music news, Oklahoma's annual country music festival, Calf Fry, has recently announced their set list for 2024. There will be some pretty big artists, including Flatland Cavalry, Whiskey Myers, and Cat Hasty. The festival will be from May 2nd to May 4th, located at Stillwater, Oklahoma. Calf Fry revealed something new to this year's festival. They surprised their fans by making a playlist for the festival. The playlist is over 39 hours long. To find Calf Fry's 2024 playlist, go to their Instagram account at CalfFryOK. The American indie group Boy Genius recently announced their breakup at their concert on Thursday. Many fans didn't take it well, seeing as the band had previously taken a break, but still came back. The band had won 3 Grammys at the 2024 Grammys Award ceremony. At the Grammys, the band was asked about their hiatus, and the band had something to say to their fans' response about their leave of absence. Here's what they had to say at the Grammys.
It's not like a hiatus from hanging out. We're allowed to make music together.
Yeah.
It just won't be like a whole commercial endeavor, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We knew it would be done today, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just, I guess, news for everybody else.
Yeah,
we were like, let's devote a year to each other. And it's insane that this is our last day of work. That's
but
crazy.
it's nice because it's not like, okay, like the weird hype machine of like, what's next? It's like we just get to enjoy it and be present.
We're like, no.
We're like, we made it. It is what it is. We can celebrate it without like clocking aspirations in the back. Like, it's really nice. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
There has been no word of solo careers, but we will keep you updated. The rapper Killer Mike was arrested at the Grammys over an altercation after the winning 3 Grammys. The rapper and activist was charged with a misdemeanor and battery at the Grammy ceremony on Sunday night. Earlier that night, he had won 3 trophies for the Best Rap Song, the Best Rap Performance, and the Best Rap Album. The altercation had started when the rapper pushed the security guard out of the way, trying to avoid the rain. The rapper believes that he will be cleared of all of his charges over his arrest at the Grammys, blaming it all on the security guard. Swifties, you may have heard that Taylor Swift announced her new album's release date, April 19th. But late last night, Taylor Swift also revealed her song names and the featured artists on the album. The album's name is The Tortured Poets Department. The album will have 16 songs with 1 bonus track, and the featured artists Post Malone, Florence, and The Machine will all be featured on the album. And back to you guys at the desk.
All right, well, thank you, Lauren. I will have to admit, Taylor Swift is unstoppable at this point. She is.
She's definitely an icon that has just gone above and beyond where
Above,
any woman
yeah.
has really gone before in this
Yes,
industry. So
it is highly
hats off to
impressive.
Taylor Swift on a really impressive career, and it keeps going. So
Yes.
it's just amazing to see that.
Keeps going.
Well, thank you for that, Lauren. Coming up next in sports, which UCO softball player was named as one of the top 10 players in the state.
And there's another big Thunder game tonight. Find out the details next.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hello, and this is your Tuesday Sports Update. Leading off today, UCO's first baseman / pitcher, Taryn Ritz. Ritz was recently named one of the top 10 softball players in Oklahoma by Jenny Carlson of Sellout Crowd. She's the only Division II player mentioned on the list, and you can watch her and the rest of the Lady Broncos make their home debut this Friday at 1:30 p.m. against Oklahoma Baptist in a rematch of a game that the Bison won with the score 2-1 last week in Louisiana. In other Bronco news, UCO heavyweight wrestler Sean Streck won MIAA Wrestler of the Week for the second time this year after a dominant 19-4 win against number 9 ranked Trent Strong of Central Missouri. Streck is a 10-0 on the year and has yet to be taken down since January, his debut on January 4th. This is the fourth time a Bronco wrestler has won the Wrestler of the Week award. Zane Coleman won it all in Week 4, Garrett Well in Week 6, and Sean Streck a week later for his first time this year. You can see all of them in action this Sunday at 2 p.m. against Drury University for Senior Day. Recently announced on Broncosports.com, the University of Central Oklahoma baseball team's 4-game series against Arkansas Monticello has been changed to a home series with the 4 games being played on 2 days, Friday at 1 p.m. and 3:30 p.m., and on Saturday at high noon and 2:30 p.m. You can catch all the games at Wendell Simmons Field or on the MIAA network. The Oklahoma City Thunder are back in action tonight as they travel to Utah to face the Jazz. The Thunder look to get their 36th win tonight as the current best team in the West, looking to get their 6th straight win against the Jazz, who are 25-26 and 10th in the Western Conference. Last time these teams played was also in Salt Lake City on January 18th, where the Thunder won 135-129. The game tips off tonight at 8 p.m. on Bally Sports Oklahoma. Super Bowl 58 festivities are underway with Media Day occurring last night. Notable moments from the event included UFC ring announcer Bruce Buffer introducing the teams, Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid in a Hawaiian shirt, Travis Kelce playing the bad guys as boos from the Niners fans roared from the venue as he was speaking, and Niners quarterback Brock Purdy saying he was ready to disappoint Taylor Swift when asked about the pop star. We'll have more coverage tomorrow and Thursday as we inch closer to the Super Bowl on Sunday. And that's unfortunately all the sports we have, but that Super Bowl is coming up. Georgia, you rooting for any team this year?
I will say I am more of a hockey fan than
Hockey,
a football
okay,
fan, but
yeah.
I probably will be tuning in just because of all the hype. I won't
Yeah,
lie.
absolutely. It's the biggest sporting event of the year, and it's going to be a great one with all the Taylor Swift coverage
Yes.
and everything going on. It is going to be a very publicized game.
I have seen the Swifties preparing for the Super Bowl games, and they're pretty impressive. So
Absolutely. Well, that is again unfortunately all the time we have for sports today. And coming up, we are going to have one last look at weather with Gwyneth Duncan, so stay tuned.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. Over in Oklahoma City, there's a road closure starting today. Take a look. Santa Fe from Southwest 169th Street to Southwest 164th Street will be temporarily closed for repairs. The closure will be anticipated to last through the end of the month, and detours will be marked.
Oklahoma City Crime Stoppers are at it again. They're looking for a man who shoplifted from the Walmart on Northwest Expressway. If you recognize the man or have any idea where he could be, you can call 405-235-7300 or go to okccrimetips.com. You can remain anonymous and could earn a cash reward. Well,
and again, the weather outside is starting to get colder and a little bit warmer. It's Oklahoma, and it's that time of year where things are just starting to become unpredictable.
Yeah, well, let's look at that last look with Gwyneth.
Thank you guys and welcome back. As we look at tomorrow's forecast again, at 7 a.m. it's going to be cool with those 46-degree weather, and it's going to be really cloudy tomorrow just throughout the day until it clears at night with that high of 59 degrees that night. So that is all I have for you guys for this show today. So tossing back to you at the desk.
Thanks so much, Gwyneth. And it's only Tuesday and the weekend is still a good ways away, so if you need something to brighten up your day, you should treat yourself to some frozen yogurt.
That's because Tuesday is National Frozen Yogurt Day, observed every year on February 6th. This icy treat started out as a fad, but has become a freezer section staple over the years. According to nationaldaycalendar.com, dairy company H.P. Hood came up with the first frozen yogurt in 1970 in the U.S. They introduced it as a soft-serve dessert called Frogurt.
Shortly thereafter, Humphreys and Dannon came out with their own versions of frozen yogurt. Though its health benefits vary compared to ice cream, Froyo does tend to be lower in fat and calories. Celebrate with your favorite flavor in a cup or cone, and share to social media with the hashtag National Frozen Yogurt Day.
Absolutely, and it's a little cold outside right now for Froyo, but I am always a Brahms milkshake kind of guy, and I can go for that any time of year.
I do miss orange leaf and all the Froyo options they had. But
absolutely, it was really phenomenal. Well, definitely go get you some ice cream, and unfortunately, that is all the time we have right now for this edition of UCentral News. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Mark Lowe.
And I'm Georgia Jones. Have a great night.